not ready to go yet, okay? I'm not ready. You gotta wait. I got shit to do. I'm in the middle of something, all right? Just hold on.
Watch your mouth or don't come in here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, people, come on, we're adults here.
You know what? What is the point?
Yeah, we're adults here. I got a fucking Burger King fucking thing on my head. We're all fucking adults here, guys. People in my chat, 2 words. What are they? 2 words. Let me see the chat flood. Let me see the chat flood. 2 words. Okay, next caller. Please. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which translate in American to dick and balls.
I got flip-flops. These are my flip-flops. Yeah, I really like my flip-flops because I can put them on. Because look, watch me put them on. I can put them on all by myself. Watch me put them on. Look, are you watching? Look, these are my flip-flops.
Thanksgiving Day. I remember it clearly. It was Thanksgiving Day. I was inserting myself in somebody else's fucking business as a cash grab, and you know.
This channel is harsh reality.
Karen Yak se jodió la sucia vida. Amen.
This is Jonathan Lee Riches. I have cheeseburgers. I'm gonna put cheese on them. I'm gonna make sure that I have my hamburgers because I'm a big boy now and I can make the hamburgers. My mom lets me use the stove now.
And I'm just like, wow, I like receipts, and they brought receipts. Like they had evidence to back up everything they said. And I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be another side to this, right? Like this can't. No, this is too fantastic.
Yeah, because you're not going to just jump to the conclusion that there's a conspiracy amongst cops to cover up a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, cops and just like soccer moms and shit. Like that's what made it even crazier. Like,
yeah, get it, Betty. Yeah,
did you have a close relationship with your mom?
Get it, Betty.
Oh, of course, I still do.
Yeah.
My older sister was kind of she was more of the prissy girl that likes going.
That is the best shit fucking
shopping
ever.
for the dresses with mommy. I was the tomboy that liked playing with the people.
Shout out to Cherry for just being easily the most faithful and loyal supporter that I've ever had. That someone could have that tenacity with loyalty. And I'm really blessed to have someone like Cherry be part of this channel and in my life. So it means a lot. And yes, I named him after Mr. T and Rocky. Say, woman. Say, woman. Say, woman. Since your old man ain't got no heart, why don't you come down to my apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man. Oh my God, I'm so in love with this little dude. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I love you guys very, 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 very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends. Oh, say bye. Say bye. Oh, I love you too. Give me a kiss. Oh, I love you. Bye, guys.
So what was stolen?
What wasn't?
Dad, they took my computer.
I wish I could figure out how all this happened.
You Hutchison? Craig Hutchison?
Yeah?
We got 12 minutes and 43 seconds to nab the cyberpunks that robbed you.
Cyberpunks?
Yeah, they got all the information they needed through your computers. Come on! Cybersecurity.com, Detective First Class, Cyber Sector. Pretty incredible place, isn't it?
Amazing. Where are we?
Cyberspace, the net, the web, you know, out there. Millions of people come here every day to explore new worlds. You can meet people in chat rooms, entertain yourself with games, visit online museums, access libraries around the world, even shop till you drop. Wow. But, just like the real world, it's got its dangers. A virus swarm!
Trace the signal.
What is it?
Your daughter.
Erica? Is she in danger?
Looks like it.
Well, she's working on a home economics assignment.
Exactly.
You made it sound like she was in danger. She's looking up recipes for cheesecake on the internet.
Look at the next website she's going to click on. Not exactly the sort of cheesecake her daughter had in mind.
No! Erica, stop!
But pornography is one of the biggest dangers for kids in cyberspace. A lot of it's extremely graphic and violent, and so easy to access that a child could stumble on it by accident. As you just saw. She's in a kids-only chat room right now. Let's see who she's talking to. First is Annie.
So, Erica, where are you from?
Seems nice enough.
I agree. Next is Matt.
I like to camera.
Well, so far, so good.
And finally, let's meet Katie. Looks like Katie could use a shave.
Topping the local news today, police have cracked a ring of criminals that has been using the internet to gather information to break into people's homes. Heading the investigation was Detective Doug Kong.
This is tasty. Yeah.
What is it? Huh?
It's a surprise. Pickle surprise. Pickle surprise. Take an English muffin. Spread sandwich spread. Plop the ham thusly, please. Did I say hum? Repeat my mantra. Ham. 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 Pickle surprise!
Honey casserole. Oh, Mary. Hello.
Where's the pickle? That's the surprise. Pickle surprise.
afternoon, my friends. I hope you're doing well. Is it really Auntie Deb's birthday? I talked to that dude for like an hour today. Had no idea. But if it's Auntie Deb's birthday, man, happy birthday, Jimmy. I guess he's like me when it comes to birthdays. I don't. And then sure enough, fucking Melanie Little outed me because, I mean, dude, how dare she be thoughtful, bro, by like keeping my shit in the calendar? Some bullshit, man. And then she outed me, and then Turtle Boy doubled down on it, and then I had to end the stream because I'm a bitch about my birthday. I don't know why. I just don't like birthdays. Yeah, man. Wow, yeah, that's awesome. Now I feel bad that I didn't say happy birthday, but at the same time, like I feel like I shouldn't feel bad for not saying happy birthday because I hate my fucking birthday. You know, I think it's stupid. But anyway, no, not that kind of attention. I like attention. Don't get me wrong. I mean, hello, of course, but not attention that's only merited by the fact that you were fucking born. Like, no, you know, like I like attention because I do stuff that draws attention. I don't like attention for fucking existing. The fuck? It's crazy. It's weird. I love those people, dude. Fucking love those people. Oh my God, it's my birthday. So we're going to do a theme thing where you all have to wear Native American headdress. Okay. All of us have to do it because it's my birthday and I want to do something really special with my birthday. And I want to recognize causes that are important to me. So when we go to the restaurant, everyone has to look like a fucking idiot on my behalf because it's my birthday and I said so. Fucking hate people like that. I fucking hate people like that. Fuck your birthday. Shut up. Fucking ridiculous. Can't stand that shit. No, I knew somebody like that too. Fucking birthday. And then it was like, it's a zombie themed birthday party. So everyone has to come dressed up like a zombie. You have to put a bunch of fucked up makeup on. And if you don't, you have to walk the plank. Shut the fuck up. Stupid. Anyway, I am God's gift to the world. Yeah, birthday week. That's my favorite shit right there. It's my birthday week. All week long. It's my birthday. No, it's not. It's not at all. Like, you're lucky if you even get a happy birthday from me on the day of. Not the fucking Monday leading to the Friday, bro. No. My birthday week. Shut the fuck up. Gerda Coates, love the glare. Mr. Reed is the best dad. Yes, I have not watched this interview yet. No, I am not interviewing Bill Reed. He's not coming on the channel, at least not today. This is just he did a thing on Boston 10, I think it was, and we're gonna watch it, and that's all that's all that is. We are gonna talk about some stuff though, that might seem a little uncomfortable, and it might make some people mad at me who I don't want mad at me. But you know, it just is what it is. Because I know I'm not the only one who feels caught in the middle of some shit. You know, I mean, let's be honest. But like, I wrote this tweet yesterday and I meant every single word of it. You know, every single word. I stand by every word that I wrote in the tweet. And I got a lot of really nice responses. So thank you guys for that. Those of you who left really nice responses, and those of you who corrected my spelling. I used ceasing instead of seizing. And it felt wrong for some reason. You ever have brain farts where you're just like, I know that's not right, but what the fuck am where's the word I'm looking for? Fuck. And I just couldn't think of it. And then I just went with that and was like, whatever, it's wrong. Somebody will correct me. And they did. A lot of really nice people left really nice corrections. Actually, most people were actually really nice about it. So, but yeah, I had that one typo there, and or just mistake, and but I meant every word. I really did, and you know, the position that I'm in personally, okay, is there are many people who, through this experience of talking about these cases, meaning Aiden's and Karen Reed's, through this experience, I've come to respect and care for a lot of people. And when that happens, sometimes there's going to be discourse between that lot of people, between people within that lot. And, you know, where I'm at is simple. I hope that they could figure something out here, because the thing is like, I honestly think it's just a dynamic issue. I don't know. I really don't. I was talking about this with JFK and Kev and James Jackson, and I want to give a shout out to them for honestly, that was one of my favorite streams that I've ever done. Like, I was actually telling Jimmy that on the phone earlier today. So I just want to thank you guys for being a part of that, and providing me with that learning experience on Mr. Gigalotti, and seeing members of his family in the chat, and seeing how caring they are towards those family members. It's really interesting, because in my experience, when I see people reach out to family members from this community that I left behind so happily, seeing that, and I promise I'm going to get back to my other point, but I just want to get through this point real quick. Seeing that is it speaks volumes of their personalities and character, because they just did what was right. They were respectful towards the family. They gave them a voice. They asked questions that were all empathetic. All of the questions that they asked, that JFK and James Jackson asked them, were absolutely empathetic. And just you could tell that they're just good guys, the way that they handled that, and the way that they're handling this case. So I support them 100%. I'm here at a capacity, at whichever capacity I could be helpful in spreading awareness about this case. Now, I still haven't made up my mind as far as, because all of the facts aren't in. All I know is what I saw in that video wasn't right. But you know how we do here is, we look at all the facts. I mean, I can't even begin to form an opinion on his death until I get a medical examiner's report, until I get an official cause of death. I need, and don't hate me for that. It's just the way that I do things. I can't cherry pick which cases I form my opinions on based on that, and which ones I don't. I just can't do that. So I have to approach every case the same way. But yeah, but I can tell you this, that there's definitely issues within whatever department that was, Haverhill, whatever department that was. Their training program it needs work. It needs work, to say the least. That's the for sure thing that I have drawn my conclusions of. And Enrique's autopsy. Yes, we already talked about that. Thank you. Haverhill, thank you. It's better than what I said yesterday. Haverhill. I said Haverhill yesterday. But yeah. So yeah, I'm at whatever capacity I can be helpful to them and to Mr. Gigalotti's family. I want to be as best as I can. And I apologize, guys. I'm a little distracted, and I apologize for the delayed beginning and the wonky start to the stream. Clubber has something in his ear, and you guys know Clubber's my whole world. So him being in distress, not being able to tell me what's wrong with him, like, it was really weird. Like, he puked all over my bed, so I thought he was sick. But after he puked, he felt fine, you could tell, but something was happening where, like, he just kept shaking his head really hard and his ears were drooping, like his ears never droop. They're always pretty perked up. Like that, one of the cutest things about Clubber is his ears, you know what I mean? So you notice that. And me, I'm always loving on him, you know what I mean? So, like, of course I noticed it. And I was just, what is wrong? So of course I'm I tried cleaning his ears. He got really, really upset with me for trying to do that. And then so there was that, and getting my laundry. I want to make sure my laundry's dry by the time I get done with the stream, and like the bed sheets, because he puked on them. So that's kind of what I've been going through. It's not an excuse. I'm just, to give you an idea of why I'm a little distracted. So, and then of course there's my energy drinks and delivery issues with the energy drinks, which was really annoying. But the good news is my knee is on the mend. Like, I'm really happy about that. Like, I still can't straighten it all the way, but I can walk. I still need a cane, but I can walk. Just because I have to take it easy. I have to kind of work my way up. But I've been taking Clubber to the park every day for the last 4 days, and we do one lap, and by the time I get home, I'm pretty beat. I'm like, whoa, fuck, okay, but I'm doing it. So I'm doing the gym next week. I've set that goal for myself, that I'm going to do the 4-mile round trip walk with a cane to the gym, because I am going crazy. So yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think he really needed to go to the vet. Like, I just, once I put some saline solution in his ear, and I took a Q-tip, I cleaned out a little bit. It took some doing, but he eventually gave in and let me do it. And then now he seems okay. He's not shaking his head so much, and he seems okay. So, but of course I was worried that I had to take him to the vet. Because yeah, I was worried that I was gonna, which I'll explain besides that, but I don't want to keep jumping from point to point, so I'll go back to the point that I was making before. So there's these handful of people, and it's just, it's naive to think that people, when there's so many, aren't going to butt heads from time to time, and I think this is a very complicated point right now. It's a pivotal point. Because it's like this. Let me give an example. And I was talking to Jimmy about this earlier, not what we're talking about, but this point right here. I the first night that I met Alan Jackson, okay, and I just follow me here. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm not comparing myself to Aiden. I'm just telling a quick story here. So, you know, by the time I get to the end of it, you'll understand what I mean, why I brought it up. So, first night I met Alan Jackson. Fun. It was a great night. It was the night of the it was the night of the where you win a dinner with Karen and Alan, and Rich Schiffer won that dinner. And so I said that I was going to be in town, and then and I let Karen know that I was going to be in town, and then she invited me to the dinner. She said you should come to the dinner, and I said fucking cool, all right. And I was not going to pass that up because I knew Alan was going to be there, and I was dying to meet Alan. And so once we're there, he was just, Alan Jackson is exactly how you would imagine him being. He just owns the room. But the funny thing is, like, when I first walked into the restaurant, right, we met at Smith and Walensky's, and as soon as I walked in, we were all still at the podium there where they seat you, the host podium, and Karen standing there, Alan, everybody's, who's meeting up there, Richie, Mike Dodds, Nick Rocco, a bunch of us, and so I see, so I say hi to Karen. Karen doesn't even say hello. She goes, we're getting Mark Betterow. Shh, don't tell nobody yet, So I was like, ooh. But at the same time, I was like, hi, good to see you. But she was so excited about the fact that they were getting Mark Betterow, she couldn't wait to tell me. And it was really cool. And so we finally sat down, and of course, Alan is the kind of guy that he just owns the fucking room, like he's just, all eyes are on him, and he knows it. So he's giving you your money's worth, even though you're just company, but he's giving you, it's like he knows all eyes are him, and he's like, all right, man, I'm gonna give these people what they want. He's just like that. And he's not thinking about it. He just is, and at one point earlier in the evening, at one point I asked him, I was like, do you watch the show? Have you seen the show? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to do your show. And I was like, that's not what I asked, but okay, awesome. And then Kelly Reed was there. She was like, I heard it, and I was like, can I get an exclusive? Joking around. And then he was like, exclusive? No. He's like, there's a lot of people that I'm going to talk to, I'm sure. So, but the thing is what you have to understand. All right. This is not me trying to hold AJ to some commitment. Okay. This is the point of me telling this story is this took place after the first trial and before the second trial. Okay. The second trial drew so much attention, and so many things happened in that second trial. It was an eventful time. And so by the end of the second trial, it was clear that logistically and monetarily, it was not sound for him to jump on my channel and do a stream with me. First of all, I'm not a journalist. I don't do interviews. If Alan Jackson were to jump up here and we were to talk, we would be talking about fucking movies. We would be talking about stuff like Beverly Cannoni and how he feels about how that went and stuff like that. Sure. But we would be talking about lighthearted things, just like I do with any person who I bring on this channel, because I am not a journalist. Do not consider myself a journalist. So I do not conduct interviews. So that kind of thing is not going to be a priority for a man who just led a defense team in beating an entire local government who was trying to frame an innocent woman. This is right. And the shoe thing, like, obviously I'm joking about that when I keep bringing it up. The fact is, the shoe doesn't fucking matter. We all know the shoe doesn't matter. Like, Gallagher didn't even catch it. So it means shit. It's just something I do as a shtick, as an ongoing shtick on this show to make you guys laugh, to bring it up in the most awkward time, and it makes you guys laugh. That's the whole idea. I am here to simply entertain you. That is what I am here to do. And I'm happy to do it. And I enjoy doing it. That is why I don't, when people say, and I had that conversation with Alan too that night. Alan was like, the thing is, you guys work so hard. And I was like, I was like, no. I was like, some creators do. I was like, Richie does. You know, I don't. Like, anybody who just does live streams isn't doing fucking any hard work, dude. Even doing research doesn't take that much. It's you're taking an interest in something and you're reading up on something and then you're going to talk about it because you're dying to talk about it. That's what YouTube creators who just live stream do. That's it. Anybody who calls it work is a fucking liar. So now, Aiden, different story. He does what we do and he investigates. That's different. Aiden does work. What Aiden does is absolutely something that I would consider to be work. So I explained that much quicker to Alan Jackson. But you know, I love this too much to call it work, is the bottom line. I love this too much to call it work. You know? No, and to be streaming a trial, to stream a trial all day long, that's a bitch. No, there's no doubt about that. That's a bitch. I have a hard time staying awake come 2:30 in the afternoon. That's real. So yes, streaming a trial every day is a fucking bitch. Like, if you're watching a trial on a channel that you enjoy every day, take care of that creator, bro. Like, make sure to like it, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share it. If you can help them monetarily, do that too. You know, do whatever you can to support that creator who's sitting there all fucking day, because that's a bitch. So, but generally speaking, like, doing these 3-hour streams that I do in the late afternoon, early evenings, sometimes late nights, are fun. They're fun to me. And then you guys help me out with what you think I'm worth. And I am grateful for that. You know, it's great. So that's, in a nutshell, why I love doing what I do here. I mean, you know, I could go into a lot more detail, but that's not what we're here to talk about. So, you know, and it was cool because Alan was like, yeah, you know, you're right about a lot of the things. What I love about you is you're not an attorney, but you are right about a lot of the shit that you observe from the first trial. And I was like, wow, that fucking meant everything, you know, hearing that. But the thing is here we are, it's after the second trial. Things are different, man. You know, like, I can't imagine Alan Jackson making the time for my channel right now. I can't, considering everything that he's dealing with, the civil suit, all of that shit. I'm surprised. I am surprised that he made the time for Aiden, because I wouldn't have blamed him if he didn't. That's the truth. I would not have blamed him if he didn't make the time for Aiden, only because of everything that he's doing right now. Now, if he had gone on Howie Carr and not gone on Aiden first, then I would have been like, that kind of sucks, you know? But if he wasn't doing anything, and like, I would be like, dude, let's right on, you know? Like, nobody, he doesn't, he's keeping his head where it belongs, where it needs to be. But like, the Howie Carr thing, okay? Now, I thought about reviewing it, going over it. I'm not going to do that. My opinion on that was, and my attitude, my feeling of it the entire time, honestly, was it's nice to hear from Alan and Karen. You know, that was absolutely my thought process. I was just enjoying it. I was enjoying the fact that, you know, I was in Melanie Little's chat, enjoying it with her chat. You know, I was just caught in the experience of it, and I enjoyed it. I did. I thought it was just a lighthearted thing. I didn't think it was an interview per se. I think it was just a lighthearted little, you know, radio show that was taking place, a little segment of a fun radio show, of a fun news radio show. And you know, I thought the rubber ducky and the broken taillight and the baggie, I thought that shit was funny, you know. And then the big announcement that everybody was expecting, supposedly, turns out to be Howie Carr's book, which, okay, well, great, you know. Not to take anything from Howie, because I like Howie, I do, but make no mistake, I wouldn't even fucking know who Howie Carr was if it wasn't for Aiden. Then people started telling me, no, Howie Carr's got a big history in Boston. I mean, the stuff with he was like really active in the Whitey Bulger stuff and blah blah blah. Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. Understood. The man has made his mark, to say the least, on the Boston area. But and you know, and he writes right, you know, and it's just, the thing is, the thing about it is, it's like, sorry, 1 second. The purpose of Karen Reed and Alan Jackson being there was to promote his book. But I don't know the numbers. This is where things are going to get a little... I don't know the numbers, but I'm willing to bet that more people watched on Melanie Little's channel, and I mean a significantly more amount of people most likely watched on Melanie Little's channel than on any of Howie's actual platforms or on the radio or whatever. Thank you. I'm not going to give the applause, but I'm giving you in my heart here because I just want to keep this point going. But thank you so much, Real Tea with Krista Marie. Appreciate you. And subscribe to Real Tea with Krista Marie. She has a channel. So yeah, I mean, Howie likes to make his money. The thing is there's nothing wrong with that. So many of us are spoiled by people who, yes, are making money off of it, but are genuinely passionate about Karen Reed's freedom and passionate about Turtle Boy's freedom. And I am, make no mistake, I want to say this, I am equally as passionate about Karen Reed's freedom as I am about Turtle Boy's, and vice versa. I am absolutely equally as passionate about both. I always have been. And nobody can deny that, and nobody can say different, because I've covered both extensively. I've taken a great interest in both extensively. Robin G, 16 months. Thank you so much. So I would venture to say that Turtle Boy has probably gotten more attention in regards to the Karen Reed case and covering the Karen Reed case than Howie Carr, who just wrote a book about the corruption in Massachusetts, which is great that he wrote a book on the corruption of Massachusetts. Make no mistake, that a book about the corruption in Norfolk County and in Massachusetts written by Howie Carr is a good thing for Norfolk County, for the people there. That is a very, very good thing. Okay? Make no mistake about that. But the man wrote a book. He wants to sell it. Who better to help him sell it than the great Alan Action Jackson and Karen Reed? You know? So I'm not faulting him for that at all. I'm not faulting him for that. But something as far as whatever's going on, him and Turtle Boy had a falling out, you know, and it kind of sucks, you know, because I really love Turtle Boy's and Howie Carr's dynamic. I really love their dynamic. Like, for a while, it was a thing. During the first trial, I always stayed live after the trial was over, after the hearing was over, because 90% of the time, Turtle Boy would be calling into Howie Carr and discussing what happened in court that day. And then we would watch it and we would laugh and listen and enjoy their dynamic. One of my favorite moments that I ever experienced ever in this whole thing is riding in Aiden's car, riding shotgun in Aiden's car, and he was driving me back to my hotel. And he was like, you just got to be quiet because, like, I got to call into the Howie Carr show. So, you know, and I was like, do you mind if I stream it? Is that cool? And he was like, yeah, go live. So I had to be quiet, but it was probably the funniest conversation that the two of them ever had. And I happened to be in the car for this, whereas the one time it would be inconvenient because I would be dying laughing on a live stream here in my studio as like loud as fuck. I would have been belly laughing because I was belly laughing, but I had to keep it quiet. And it was the funniest conversation between the two of them. And I got to be in the car while they were having this conversation and I was fucking cracking up. It was so funny. And you know, I think Aiden feels like he's being pushed aside. And I don't know if he is or not. I'm saying he feels that he is. It seems like, anyway. And I don't think he should feel that way. I don't think he should have to feel that way. I feel like the fact is I mean, I get it. I get that he's brash. I get that he's pushy. I get that he's, you know, vulgar. I get all of these things. I'm these things. These are the things I like about him. I'm not pushy, you know. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be like, hey, you know, I should be on this show too. I'm not that kind of guy. But the thing is I didn't do the things that Aiden did. Maybe I would be if I had gone to jail for 2 months on a bail violation, because people always argue. That's the argument on Twitter from these fucking idiots. They're like, oh, well, Aiden went to jail because of the Lindsay Gattani thing. What do you think the Lindsay Gattani thing was, asshole? Like, it was all part of, he was fucking framed by fucking Brian Tully, set up, absolutely set up by Brian Tully, and this bitch was fucking used by Brian Tully and Ken Mello. This is not even a question. They have proof of this. She was used by Ken Mello, fucking Brian Tully, and Kate Peter. This is a fact. If I am spending month after month after month making court appearances for restraining orders and for you know, bail revocation hearings and fucking the whatever the fuck is going on, the witness intimidation charges. I don't know why I was having a brain fart there, but all of this stuff, it's always there's a court date, one court date after the fucking other. You know what I'm saying? And here the guy is only dealing with this because he did his job. And now he has to find this balance to effectively continue to do his job and stay the fuck out of jail. This is what the man's dealing with every day. And that's not to minimize what Karen was dealing with at all. All I'm saying is, I feel like everybody's going through their shit. But the thing is also, Aiden did this and is going through this because he was the only one, literally the only one willing to be so disruptive. He was the only one willing to put his ass on the line to get to the truth. As far as ordinary citizens, he was the only one. Cops weren't willing to do what he did. That should tell you a lot. Cops were not willing to do what Aiden did and is still doing in this case. I'm of the opinion that this is something, regardless of your personal feelings about the guy, it shouldn't be overlooked. That's just where my opinion is. I understand it. I understand that people get personal fucking beefs between them where they're just like, you know what? Out of principle, there's no fucking way I'm going to say thank you to that guy for a fucking shit because he's an asshole. Like, I get that. I get that. But that's a common thing to happen. What's not common, though, is when that person who you think is an asshole has had his civil rights violated just to make sure that the public backs you up. You know? Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not even saying Karen Reed is not justified in her feelings. I'm not saying that Alan Jackson isn't justified, and I don't even know what those feelings are. I've never spoken to him about it. I have no idea. I'm saying that if this is the case, and if there's some sort of principal effort to separate from Aiden for PR purposes or for monetary purposes or what the fuck ever that I have no idea about, I can't imagine why they would think it's a good idea to not publicly acknowledge Aiden's sacrifice. You know? That's all I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's bad for them, you know? And Alan did too. Alan did show up on his channel and fucking laid it out there. But this is more about the Howie Carr thing. This is about Aiden Howie Carr counted on Aiden throughout this trial. I mean, let's just face it. The most entertaining coverage of Howie Carr, besides the columns that he's written, because he wrote some brilliant columns, but besides the columns that he wrote, the most entertaining fucking part of Howie Carr covering the Karen Reed case is Turtle Boy's call-ins. Let's just face that. If not for Turtle Boy, Howie Carr would not have, as far as the Karen Reed case goes, he would not have the following that he has looking for him. That's the truth. And I'm sorry. And I know it's the great Howie Carr, and I'm not trying to minimize any of his accomplishments. I think he's a fucking legend. Absolutely 100%. I'm not taking that away from him. But when it comes to this particular case, Turtle Boy was his bread and butter, man. Let's just face it. That is undeniable. And I think that Aiden, whether or not he handled the situation wrong, was entitled to feel how he felt about it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he handled the situation right or wrong. I'm saying he was entitled to his feelings about it. And I hope nobody takes this as, you know, like, I'm in a position where I have an equal amount of respect for all of these people for very different reasons. You know? And the most similar reasons would be between Karen and Aiden, you know? But yeah, I mean, for Howie to not mention Turtle Boy, in my opinion, was just plain fucking wrong. Just plain fucking wrong. I don't know what the details are in the civil suit. Maybe there's a reason why they can't publicly say something, Karen and Alan, in regards to Turtle Boy. I'm going to give them that benefit of the doubt because I don't know. So, maybe there's some sort of legal reason why it's better for them to not say anything about Aiden on the Howie Carr show, but I can't imagine why Howie Carr couldn't have done it. I mean, like, let's just face the fact. Aiden was extremely valuable to Howie Carr. Still is. I mean, who better to collab with? You're writing a book about corruption in Norfolk County, and you have the guy who's fighting it right now, who's literally fighting it at your fucking whim, at your disposal, willing to go on your show and talk. And all he wanted was, now here's the thing. The seat, we saw how it was set up. They could barely get both Alan and Karen on camera. So once that happened, I could kind of see the logistics of, okay, why not? But why not compromise? Why was the producer so cold when Aiden asked for a seat at the interview? Now, maybe that's not Aiden's place to ask for it. I think that generally I could see how that would be frowned upon, but considering Aiden and who he is and the dynamic that he has with Howie, I could see how a phone calling in could have been worked out. I could see how that could have been worked out. I don't see how that was such a problem. What it felt like to me was Aiden asked for a seat in the interview, and then they were like, no, because how dare you ask for that? So they just got spiteful about it. The producer got spiteful about it. That's what I think happened. And what's funny is, if I were in that position, I probably would have done the same thing. As a producer, I probably been like, fuck this guy. The fuck does he think he is? Because I'm just like that. I react like that to people when they fucking, the problem is that Aiden's Aiden, though. You know what I mean? This is one of those times where you're just going to have to eat the dick. The right thing to do is to eat the dick because of what Aiden has gone through and is going through and what he did it for. So if I was that producer, I would have tried to come up with some sort of compromise. Like at that point, it was just like it was treated like he wasn't even important to the show. And maybe they don't think he is. But if they don't think he is, if they don't find value in Aiden and his contributions to the Howie Carr show, something's wrong with them. That's just plain wrong. Sorry. It's plain wrong. And I'm not saying like I don't have a negative opinion about Howie Carr. I never met the fucking guy. I don't have a negative opinion of Howie Carr. I'm not saying I dislike the guy or fuck that guy, but I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying in this instance, I feel like it could have been handled differently by both parties to have reached a compromise. And I think that the situation is so volatile that emotions have gotten the best of everyone in this situation because there's so much at stake. Everyone's dealing with so much. Everybody's got so much on their plate. Karen's dealing with the civil thing. Aiden's dealing with having to face 105 years in jail for doing his fucking job. Like, So I feel for everybody in this situation, is my point. But Aiden has done what he's done. There's got to be a compromise here, because deep down, you know, it's not right to at least not credit him, you know, for what he's done, for the support. Now, I am one of the few. I am one of the few who became a Karen Reed supporter through my own curiosity and actually made it a point to avoid anything reported by Aiden Turtle Boy Carney. I made it a point to do that. And I'm glad I did. Nobody could sit here and tell me that I'm following this case because of Turtle Boy. Nobody can tell me that. Yeah, LTL, he's the reason why I'm following the Karen. No. But no. I have always been the kind of creator who has pushed against people covering cases irresponsibly. And here I was about to take on this new case, and I was like, I'm going to do this as responsibly as possible. How do I prove that it's as responsible as possible? Well, I'll go live. What do I have to lose? I'll just research the shit while I'm live. You guys got to actually witness me form an opinion on the Karen Reed case. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm very proud like that I waited to talk to Turtle Boy, and I'm really proud of the time that I chose to finally do so. It got to a point where I was like, all right, I need to talk to this Turtle Boy guy. And he came up here, we had a great conversation. And then he gets arrested, charged like 2 days later, or like the next day. I can't even remember. But it was like crazy because I remember being like, I just fucking talked to that guy. What the fuck is going on in that place? The fuck's going on in Massachusetts? And the Reed family have been nothing but hospitable and kind to me. Dude, anybody in that situation who accepts me and the way that I am on my channel and supports the fact that like I am not going to fucking censor myself, I'm going to say words that might offend them, but they see my intentions and they valued it. And they showed me that they valued it. And that's something I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to forget or take for granted. But Aiden has shown me that same kindness. That's a fact. Aiden has shown me all that same kindness. So, you know, I'm not going to be caught in the middle of this, but I hope that it gets better. I hope that it gets better. I hope that they can find a way to, you know, make sure that Aiden gets the recognition that he deserves and still manage to, you know, kick Norfolk County's ass, you know? Like, let's not forget, that's why we're here. We're here to kick Norfolk County's ass. That's what we're here to do. We're all on the same side. So, speaking of the Reed family, this man was interviewed yesterday by by Boston 10, and Bill Reed is just a treasure, in my opinion. Some of the most rewarding conversations I've ever had were with that gentleman. And, you know, he's one of those people that if you're in a room with him, it's a privilege. Um, and I waited to hear what he had to say here for you guys, because you guys know I prefer to do the reactions to these things.
A lot of people are wondering what's life been like since the trial.
Slowly getting back to some state of normalcy, I would say, but and it's been slow. You go through that period of shock, and when the jury comes in, as it did on June 18th, and you hear that, and you hear the crowds outside and applause, you realize, you know, it's been a dramatic moment in your life, but coming to grips with it after living it for 3.5 years, and the trauma and the worry and the anxiety, and then now over the last 2 months plus, it's been a bit comforting, but I won't say there's a state of normalcy in our lives. I don't know if we'll ever reach that, you know, point again.
And on the radio today, your daughter was talking about how helpful it's been to have such a loving family. How, what role would you say you've played in kind of the last 2 months?
Well, you know, it's no different than what really any parent would do when your child is facing an obstacle, and in this case, the immense and resources of a state that is trying to put her down. You do whatever you can, and it's, there's no dollar you won't spend. There's no rock you will not overturn. There is no resource that you will not try to uncover to help. And I don't think that's any different than what any parent would do, to be honest, really.
And has she been living here with you throughout the
On
time?
and off. I mean, she has friends that she has known from her days at Fidelity and from her days at Bentley, as well as friends and supporters that she's met through this ordeal. And so they have places, New Hampshire and Florida and the like, that they'll say, why don't you come up for a few days or come up for a few weeks. So, and then the attorneys are, always in and out in terms of being in town. And that always requires, a meeting of the minds, so to speak. Okay, let's go over what do we know, what do we need, so on and so forth.
And today, the radio show, what did you make of what was said? Was there anything that stood out for you?
To be frank with you, I was listening to it on the radio in the back roads here of Dighton and Taunton as we were heading up north to have dinner and with her. And
now, Bill Reed was one of like 4 people listening to it on the radio.
Henry Jackson. So some of it was, I didn't really catch all of it, but I had an idea of, how it was going to unfold. But Karen speaks from the heart, and, she feels a sense of gratitude to the thousands of supporters who have rallied to the cause. And it's easy to understand because so many women through their life, professional lives, personal lives, have felt, one way or another, disrespected, dehumanized, whatever it may have been, victimized. And so they see what Karen has been put through and they rally to that cause.
I mean, if you want to call it an interview, she I mean, I would prefer to call it an appearance, but I mean, since Howie Carr is a journalist, he did ask questions, so technically I guess so, but it was more of a book promotion, I feel.
I was glad she had an opportunity to speak today, and I'm glad that Alan Jackson also had an opportunity to give some insight as to where they are, although he didn't divulge too much in terms of, the unfolding civic litigation, because much of it is still, I think, on the drawing board in terms of our team.
And what is next with this civil lawsuit, the wrongful death lawsuit?
Well, it's still up in the air. The O'Keefe family has filed a civil, litigation against Karen for wrongful death, and we intend to fight that, and we intend to be successful in that fight because there was no collision. The ARCA scientists hired from the Department of Justice concluded that John O'Keefe's injuries were not the result of being struck by Karen's.
Karen was nice enough to show up here twice. And I will always be grateful for that.
SUV, and the damage to that SUV was not the result of hitting a 215-pound individual. And then you've got people like, from your own state, the former medical examiner, Dr. Elizabeth LaPosada. So those injuries were not the result of an automobile accident. No way, no how. And so these are experts. These are, whether medically speaking or
Robin
scientifically
G.
speaking, the physics and the science.
Robin G, we don't deal in technicalities at the Glare. She popped in to say thank you to her supporters. It was really nice of her to do that, and she's shown up to standouts. She's it was just a very nice thing for her to do.
In the engineering, these are people who are well trained at the top of their field. And when they come in as outside experts and say, listen, it did not happen as the state says, it should cause everyone to think.
Thanks, Norman.
What do you make of the Elizabeth Banks potential series that could be coming here?
Well, I really don't know anything about that individual. I mean, I'm from the 50s and 60s, so that name does not resonate with me. And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all.
Right. I don't know who, dude.
There are people who,
I am fucking officially old, bro. Like I don't, dude. There's people that show up on the news, and I'm like, who? Fucking who? No idea who this person is. Weird names too. That I'm just like, what? Yeah, I am not. I don't know what the newest hit song is. I don't know none of that stuff, man.
Are looking to, shall I say, capitalize, monetize on what has happened to Karen. And I know, at least talking to Karen, that actress or her team has not been in contact with her to try to get a sense as to what she went.
Now, before I let Bill continue here, let's talk about this little Amazon miniseries that's in the works, because I'm actually stoked about it. I know. Before I continue now, I want to be clear that I don't like, I absolutely understand Alan Jackson's and the Reeds and Karen's feelings that are negative about it. Absolutely. Like, they're making money off of her name. They're making money off of her story. She sold her story to somebody, and then somebody else is just going to fucking take it. I get that. That's fucking bullshit. Right. So what I'm going to do, this is why I'm excited about it, because here at the Glare, folks, we turn lemons into lemonade, folks. And sometimes water into wine, dare I say. But what we're going to do is I'm going to stream it on Kick, because I'm not going to get copyright dinged there. I'm going to stream it on Kick. As soon as it comes out, I'm going to blast it everywhere and say, do not give, if you want to, do not give Amazon your money for this show. Do not give them the views. Watch it with me. I will snipe the fuck out of it. And voila, you're not supporting an unauthorized bullshit series by Amazon. And the thing is, it's going to be fucking hilarious. That's what I love about it. Like, it's going to be like that, like a bullshit Lifetime, but it's going to be, they're going to make a comedy out of it because they got a comedy writer to write it. So, or at least coordinate the writing. Now, he could be doing his first stab at a serious thing. Maybe, I don't know if it's his first or not. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna snipe the fuck out of that shit. Fuck that. And we're just gonna have a good time making fun of it. We're gonna trash it. We're just gonna tear it apart. It's gonna be fun. Because if you support Karen Reed, you should not support this thing.
Through some of the granular, some of the details of what the last 3.5 years have been like for her. So I guess
and you know what? Water into wine, folks. I'm gonna make it a fundraiser. Every bit of money that I make off of streaming it is going to Karen Reed's Civil Defense Fund. Boom.
feeling is until there is some book or some movie or some series that seeks to get in touch with Karen and her attorneys to essentially say, give us some background, how this developed. What can you tell us that the public does not know? And there's
because here's the thing, you don't get super chats on Kick. At least I'm not eligible for them. I'm not monetized on Kick. So it's just going to all be like, I'm just going to drop a fucking a Venmo or something. But the defense fund ended. I know that it's ended. Who the fuck says I can't donate money if I want to fucking donate? If I want to give Karen Reed money, I can give Karen Reed money. Who the fuck says I can't? Shut the fuck up. Nobody. Don't worry about that shit. We're doing it. It's happening. Eat our asses, mainstream media. That's fucking right. Yeah, I'll set up a whole fucking new thing, and every penny of it is going to go to Karen Reed and her defense, her civil defense. Every fucking cent.
a considerable amount of information the public does not know. As much as was revealed at trial, much was not allowed in.
Oh no,
So,
Aiden. Aiden is I'm doing on September 2nd, I'm doing a 12-hour fundraiser for Aiden. So yeah, that's happening. That's gonna be fun. So make sure I've already got it all set up. I've just got to reach out to a few people, but regardless, even if I got to raw dog this shit for 12 hours, I'm fucking raising money for Aiden for 12 hours. That's what I'm doing on September 2nd.
From my understanding, Elizabeth Banks or her team has not reached out to Karen or her team.
And the fact that Elizabeth Banks' team hasn't reached out to your daughter, how does that make you feel?
Again, it's America. It's the land of the free. And if people feel an opportunity that there's a story that they want to tell and they want to provide their spin on it, that's their freedom. But I think the public, particularly in this area, until Karen's fingerprints and Alan Jackson and others who have been, deeply involved in this case, in the granular, until they see that they have had input, in, at least in terms of informing and
Kelly Reed,
any artistry.
Kelly, did you just hear my announcement? I'll repeat it. So this Amazon Elizabeth Banks nonsense that's happening. What I'm going to do when it's released on a different platform, I'm going to stream it. I'm going to tear it apart and I'm going to raise money. I'm going to make it a fundraiser for every episode. I'm going to make it a fundraiser for Karen's civil defense team. Because she should be making money off of that. And she's not. So fuck Elizabeth Banks and Prime. I'm just going to snipe the shit. Somehow, some way, Karen's making money off that shit. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to see to that shit.
Artistic work. We'll see.
But this is your daughter's story. Should it be in Hollywood?
Well, at this point, it's important. She needs to get her life back, and part of getting your life back is to try to recover some of the hundreds of thousands of dollars of assets that she's lost. She's lost 2 jobs. She's lost a career.
Hell yeah, man. I'm going to make a thing out of it. I'm going to invite Melanie Little up. I'm going to invite Nurse Kim. I'm going to invite Jimmy, Auntie Deb. Like, I'm going to make a fucking thing out of it. It's going to be great.
She's lost reputation. She's lost her home. She's liquidated her 401. You still need money. And so at this point in time, it's, she's been harmed. She's been wronged. And there are remedies for that. And that's what we are going to seek through the courts or through other avenues. That's where we are.
So wait, how does that tie back to Hollywood?
Well,
could you monetize from that?
Well,
or?
sure. I mean, if you're going to play a role in informing any book, any Hollywood production, in terms of providing
Cherry, stop being a dick.
granular details of background on
Nice.
this story,
Jesus
on this
Christ.
case, how it developed, the relationship, the charging, initially with manslaughter and then with, second-degree murder and background on that from her perspective. That's something the public does not know. We've got a good idea, but even as Karen's parents, my wife and I, we don't have it to the depth and the understanding that she does, because she's lived it for so much, so.
Where do you go from here? What's next?
Well, I mean, that's really Karen and the lawyers. I mean, as her parents will support her for as long and as far as that may take her. But, the case has been so sensational because it involves, corruption. We see concurrently where the lead detective is, fighting for his job back. And you hear all of that testimony again. And so it's seemingly, even though June 18th came with her acquittal, it's a story that just seemingly has endless legs and doesn't seem to die. And I mean, we even see it from people. We're out shopping, and some people are going through their own withdrawals. They miss it. We don't miss it, to be honest, but other people miss it. The idea of it unionized a lot of people. It provided solidarity.
Thank you, Gerda.
Particularly the women, as I mentioned earlier. Were out there through all of the court dates, cheering, supporting, with young children, in tow, and of course the gentlemen, not to disparage them, but they were also supported. But this was a women's movement. This is a movement, and the women want to see a just resolution. They want to see justice for Karen Reed. So wherever it goes, my wife and I will follow.
It's been a movement, but I guess as her father, he just kind of missed what life was like before.
I don't know if I'll ever get back that
What
normalcy.
kind of question is that?
And I think this is so true for so many of us. Life can turn, in an instant, on a dime, in a New York minute, and it's the case here. I mean, I was in the fourth quarter, if you will, of my career at Bentley, and it swiftly ended because I departed there and came to support Karen, my wife, and I. But I don't think that's any different than what many families. I mean, there's very few families, if you live long enough, that don't undergo some heartache, loss of a loved one, facing a cancer diagnosis.
But see, this is what makes Bill, like, what a stupid fucking question that was. And Bill gave like the most wonderful answer to that. Like, dude, he basically just said, life changes. It gets fucked up. It's good. It's bad. You just do the best you can day to day. Yeah, I had to leave my job to support Karen, but that's what you do. You know what I mean? Like that. This has always been the attitude of everybody. Nathan, first time I met Nathan Reed, I was just like, what? I mean, God forbid, if she's found guilty, what are you going to, he's like, that's not an option. It's not going to happen. We're going to fight. We're going to make sure like that's not an option. Like that was their attitude. Like there was no fucking way that she was going to get convicted. No fucking way. That was the attitude of every single Reed.
You don't go deep enough in this life and find yourself unscathed in some aspects. So, it's just what we're dealing with.
And as her father, you think she'll ever be able to go back to work, have a job again?
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, when you see and you study the case, and my wife and I know it decently, Karen knows it thoroughly. And when you come to an understanding, and I think as more of this comes to
Thank
pass,
you.
it may come to pass even
Meatball
more
Morrissey, Skitty
depth in the
Sting.
civil litigation. And to the extent something is done, in a literary fashion, a book, or in a movie or a documentary series that has Karen and the attorney's input, I think more and more people will come to an appreciation of how delicate our freedom is. It can happen to anybody. So,
is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, thanks for your support. So appreciative of, people we see them, at church, we see them at restaurants, we go shopping, just so supportive of them. They didn't give up. It was a long ordeal, and we still got another phase to go. So just very, very appreciative, heartfelt appreciation and thanks for everything they've given us, emotionally, monetarily wise, and just so appreciative.
And you think a book's coming out?
Well, we'll be out in the next year or so, but somewhere, somebody will write on this with Karen's input.
There's a difference between the story Hollywood's going to try to tell and the story that Karen actually has.
Hollywood will always, I guess, add its flavor, but there are ingredients to that meal, to that cooking, that only Karen knows, and her lawyers. And, if you try to put together a nice Sunday dinner and somehow you miss some of the critical inputs, you'll have a meal, but will it be filling? And so I'd use that as an analogy.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Grandmaster Sid Sophos. Thanks, buddy. Mr. Greed is a class act. Mr. Reed is a class act and an example of what a human being should be. Thank you, Grandmaster Sid Sophos, homie. Yeah, I mean, it's just nice of Bill Reed to do these interviews, man. Like, I mean, you got to understand. The thing is, when you look at a man like him, what you have to also consider is the relationship that he has with his family, the kind of people his family are. This is a product of his. This is his family, Him and Janet are a unit that are, I mean, like you could just tell they just belong together. And so, like, you're talking about a couple who was there for their daughter literally every single day of every single hearing. And unless there was like a doctor's appointment, or something like that. But they were always there supporting their daughter. This couple are in their twilight years, and they were relentless in support of their daughter. Relentless. And that's just something when you witness it, you know, it demands respect. It just demands it. Oh man, haven't done this in a minute.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
All right. So you're saying, what is it? Aiden already got the recognition he deserves, and now it's personal with him. No. I think you're wrong. I don't think that he's already gotten the recognition that he deserves. I don't believe that at all. I think that, you know, just because someone feels slighted and expresses it doesn't make him less deserving, because the work that he put into this case is still there. But mainstream media has not given him even remotely the recognition that he deserves. So, I mean, no, I disagree with you wholeheartedly. Meyer Tier, Howie Carr is capitalist, and he has earned his place in the Boston media. I don't disagree with you. I think that Howie Carr is a fucking legend. I do. I absolutely do. He clearly is. But it's like, it goes to show you. It goes to show you. My first choice for the Wilbur Theater thing to host it was Howie Carr. I was like, you think you could get Howie Carr to do it? I told Aiden, you think you could get Howie? He was like, probably. Because that would pack asses in the seats. You know, for sure. Aiden is the kind of guy that was like, it's not so much about that as it is about putting on a damn good show, in the sense that, like, this is about us. This is about our community, our circle, our people. I want to give somebody in our group of people an opportunity to fucking make this shit fucking dope. And he picked the perfect person for it. Auntie Deb, Jimmy, is the perfect person to do this. He is absolutely driven. He is focused on what he's going to do here. I spoke to him for a while. He is excited. And yeah, man, he's got some surprises lined up for you guys. It's going to be a fun time. I guarantee you. If you've not bought your tickets, and I realize they're pricey. I saw them. They're $114. I get it. They're pricey. But from what I get an idea of what Jimmy has in mind, you're looking at a really good presentation here. This is going to be fun. And it's going to a good place, man, you know? If the goal was just to pack asses in the seats, sure, it would have been a smarter choice. But that's not the point here. The point here is Aiden had absolute faith in, if I do this with Jimmy, Jimmy's gonna fucking make this fucking awesome. I know he is. Like, Aiden is providing opportunities to those of us who, you know, because Aiden is going places, man. You know what I mean? And he's doing nice things, man. Like, he's keeping things within the family, more or less, you know? And you got to appreciate that. Like, he knows he can make more money with somebody like Howie Carr. Like, he knows that. I don't think Howie Carr would have been boring at all. Their dynamic is great. They're hilarious together. Yeah, Jimmy's gonna fucking kill this, dude. Jimmy's gonna fucking kill this. I am so excited to know like how this turns out. I am so excited. Yeah, so Aiden also posted today, and I reposted it. It's not going to be streamed. So, you know, and you know, I know he realizes that there are a lot of international supporters. Understood. Now, the documentary crew, as I understand it, is going to be there, and they're going to document everything, and then at a later date, it'll be released. But it won't be live streamed because the thing is, again, you got to understand the people who are going to this thing are paying a lot of money for this, and what you're paying for in part is the intimacy of it. Like, it's about those of us who wanted to get together, you know, in person and have this awesome presentation, as Cosgrove would put it. You know, it's going to be a show, you know what I mean? But there's an intimacy to it, you know what I mean? And for those people to really truly get their money's worth, it's why, you know, why would we make it available for anybody, any asshole to just watch it on their computer while they're laying in bed? You know what I mean? Why would they do that? Dizanne, thank you so much. Can we talk about Karen's answer to Howie's question about what she would say to Morrissey right now? It was beautiful. Great point. Yeah, that was awesome. She said, "You lost," and she was choked up. And I mean, yeah, I thought that was amazing. I thought it was an amazing moment. She was like, "You lost." And I absolutely love that because it's still, the fight's still happening. There was not only was it she talking about the criminal acquittal, but it's like she said it with confidence that this civil case is going to fucking bring up everything. Alan Jackson would not be involved in this civil case if he wasn't planning on exposing everybody. That's my opinion. I don't know. I have not spoken to any of them. I don't know what their strategy is. But here, this is another thing to talk about as far as the whole whether or not they want to be seen or you know, in public with Aiden and, you know, and whatever. I don't know anything about that. All I say to myself is there's probably some sort of PR strategy here set in place. Like, remember when David Yannetti was on Defense Diaries podcast, and it was so cool of Allie to bring it up, and Allie, like, she was like, Blair, you know, Will's gonna kill me if I don't ask you this, but what about the shoe? Right? And I was like, yes, right. And Yannetti was his answer was Cerebral Ninja. He's like, sorry, you're not getting that from me. Because there's a civil case. So who knows? But that's a good enough answer for me. You know what I mean? Like, what are we here for? We're here to see John O'Keefe get justice. We're here to see Karen get justice. We're here to see Turtle Boy get justice. This is what we're here for. Right? So, you know, if he's going, nope, not going to talk about that because of the civil case, I'm going, okay, good. Good. You know, I mean, because I am stoked. I am stoked to see where this fight is going to go. I still think there's a chance to get justice for John O'Keefe. I do believe that. I don't care if you think I'm naive. I don't care. I still believe that there's a chance to do that. And I think that that's going to happen through depositions. I think that's going to happen throughout the civil case where There's going to be investigators that are going to be employed. And more dirt's going to come up. Because I have not seen a goddamn thing that's credible that says that this federal investigation is closed. I haven't seen one credible thing. Christina Rex like posted it like all proof, boom. And I'm like, Christina Rex, what the fuck is this? This is from the Norfolk County DA's office. That means shit. It's an ass wipe. That's what that is. It's from the Norfolk County DA's office. It means dick. Nothing. Show me something from the U.S. Attorney's office. Show me something from the DOJ. Show me something from the FBI. Till then, I'm assuming it's still open because they don't fucking do that shit, dude. Like, I've never heard of that shit, especially federal, where they just close an investigation. And then they let the subject of the investigation know that they closed it. That's fucking absurd. If there's one thing I've learned following all of this shit, it's that if it seems crazy, it fucking is. I mean, let's just be honest here. Hank Brennan going to Beverly Cannoni and going,
yes, we've been notified that the federal investigation has now been officially closed. So,
no, dude. I don't buy that shit for a second. Look who it came from. And then Helena Rafferty says it. Who the fuck takes any stock in what Helena Rafferty says at this point? She fucking hit a dude. She hit some old guy with her car and then didn't say shit about it. Turtle Boy had to find out about it and expose it. Come on, man. Archie's Norman Corey. I am pretty sure Karen on the cover had copyright stuff. So, I don't know what any of that means. Thank you, though. Yeah, I don't take any stock in what Helena Rafferty fucking says, dude. She's the fucking Canton police chief, dude. The fuck are you talking about? We watched this woman try to, like, these people don't even have evidence bags. They use Stop and Shop bags and red Solo cups to collect blood evidence in the murder of a Boston police officer. And this woman sat there and asked for fucking like $500,000 for a fucking kitchen in the police station, dude. Give me a fucking break. How in the fuck is that woman credible in any way, shape, or form? I'm going to go because this is awesome. Billy Bush had Peter Murphy jump up on his stream the other day, which was really cool. And I was really happy to see that because I always love everybody giving Sergeant Peter Murphy the respect that he deserves. Always refer to him as Sergeant Peter Murphy because he's a damn good cop. And he hates corrupt cops.
Question to Karen or Alan or both, what would it be, Peter?
I would probably say, what's the over-under on when the Department of Justice is going to come in with a half dozen buses and lock everybody's asses up?
Good one. And what are you thinking, Alan? Alan would have a legal read on that. Karen would.
All right. Will, if the federal investigation was closed, why does the DOJ want the 3,000 pages given to the Commonwealth destroyed? Because I mean, you don't think that they have that shit? They don't want that shit floating around. It's an investigation, dude. Like, it's an open investigation. They don't want details of an open investigation just going and being made copies of and floating around. They've got that shit on a hard drive, I'm sure. They're saying that the Commonwealth needs to destroy that shit. Probably Karen Reed's team too. Because the only purpose of it was it contained exculpatory evidence for Karen. It's very important, but it served its purpose as far as the case goes. So, yeah, destroy that shit. At least I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's why.
Probably play it polite. But DA Michael Morrissey, I mean, the last we heard about him, the guy that oversees Norfolk County and put on this whole charade, his popularity is so unbelievably low, like 4%. We heard his wife was pressuring him not to run because, I mean, you could put Bugs Bunny's name on that list, and Bugs Bunny would outrate him at this point. You think he's stepping down? Just
it's hard to say. These people are so brazen and so emboldened and have dug their heels in so deep to try to keep their, I guess their narrative going and stay out of jail. He might seek it again just to stay in power and try to keep a tab on things. I really don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, he's. I heard that he's on the. I heard that he comes on after Karen. I heard he's on. Someone in the chat section said that Michael Morrissey is supposed to be on the same radio station as Karen and Alan. Yeah, but at different times.
Wow, that's news to me. But I miss a lot at my age, Billy. So I'm not sure. But
look at this woman. Look in the chat section here, Peter. Nita says, "Did you see that Aiden? That's Turtle Boy." Is sort of sad that he did not get that interview. Made me feel so bad for him. Well, you got Alan Jackson first. Alan Jackson showed up live on Turtle Boy's Saturday night program, which was he took a Saturday night out to come pay respect to Turtle Boy. I think that's nice. As for Karen, Turtle Boy does have an argument. I mean, I think he really rallied people to the outside of the courthouse, and the noise he made was instrumental in getting people to pay attention to the corruption around them. But I don't know. Howie's a ring you got to kiss in that area, isn't it? And he's got a big imprint.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree with everything you just said about Aiden, about Turtle Boy, and him coming into the case. As a side note, I am good friends with a Boston police officer who's in the administrative side of things, and he told me back in April of 23, when this case was 15 months old, and I was still, as a police officer, believing the narrative that had been spoon-fed to all of us that Karen killed her boyfriend with a car.
The fact is Howie Carr's a legend, and he's always going to be all right. But when it comes to the Karen Reed case, when it comes to Turtle Boy's own case, Howie Carr needs Turtle Boy more than Turtle Boy needs Howie Carr. That's just the truth. Only when it comes to this case. That's the only thing I could speak of. Turtle Boy is much more beneficial to Howie Carr than Howie Carr is to Turtle Boy. That's a fact. I'm sorry. And again, I mean no disrespect to the great Howie Carr at all. But, when it comes to numbers, that's just the truth.
And I talked to my buddy, who's actually a neighbor, a Boston police officer. I said, "Hey, what are you hearing at the water bubble? What's going on?"
I'm commenting based on Billy Bush's comment about, Howie Carr is kind of a ring that you have to kiss. I disagree. Not when it comes to this. No, I mean, it's good. It's helpful. Like, it's helped Aiden, but it's helped Howie more, I feel like. I mean, how many times is Turtle Boy going to be mentioned in Howie's book? I'm curious about. Anybody think of that? Howie just came out with a book on the corruption in Norfolk County. You think Turtle Boy's going to be mentioned in that book? I feel like he will. Because he's not properly telling the story unless Turtle Boy is quite prominent in some of those chapters. Let's just be honest.
From Boston PD. I mean, you know, and I know Boston police never showed up at 34 Fairview Road the morning that one of their officers was found dead on the lawn. I mean, it just had, it reeked of issues and concerns on my side. Anyway, he said, oh, if you don't know what's going on with that case, because it's crickets at the water bubbler at BPD, he said, you want to follow Turtle Boy? And I said, Turtle Boy? What the Christ is Turtle Boy? That's
what I said.
Cartoon. I stopped watching them years ago.
Thank you, Norman.
So that was my inception or introduction into Turtle Boy. And to reiterate what you said, you know, I think Aiden deserves a tremendous amount of credit for deep diving into what he did and coming up with the information he came up with.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy's he's
But
got
Howie is a power in Massachusetts
for sure.
And you know, my understanding is he's got a lot of connections down in DC with the big guy, and we'll see. You know, I don't think Howie's going to leave any stone unturned when it comes to, you know, keeping beating the drum on this whole case. And I mean, this case is beyond Karen Reed. We got Sandra Birchmore. We got a guy in jail, a Stoughton cop in federal jail right now, who's singing apparently like a canary, and nobody else has been brought in on that. We got Justin Root, who was shot 31 times in Chestnut Hill by state troopers, some of whom were on a hearing yesterday. Not saying he fired a round, but there were 31 shots fired. Pretty much Justin Root was executed, and that's under Morrissey's watch too. So that's why we're doing a standout today.
Oh my God! Boy, the people have had enough in Boston. They're rocking. They're making noise.
Yeah.
I think Morrissey's head is on a stake. He's done. That guy is done. He's a terrible DA. He's been in there for like 12 years or something, and he's just. He looks bad, by the way, Peter. He looks like his arteries are about to, shut down for good. That dude needs a nice long walk and a statin.
Well, that's why they call him meatball and pass the gravy.
He looks like he's been on a sausage and cigarette diet for.
Yeah. I mean, he's got
that Boston look, He's got that Boston Ted Kennedy look. It's not good.
Billy Bush is so cool, man. He looks like he's been on a sausage and cigarette diet for, I don't know. That dude is so funny, bro. I mean, Jesus, do something with yourself.
Well, it's not only Boston, Billy, but he's a power player in Quincy, Massachusetts. Quincy, Massachusetts, you have some huge names. You have the name Bellotti. You have the name O'Connell, who built Marina Bay. There's some serious players there. And if you go back and do a deep dive on O'Connell family, you're going to be shocked at what you're going to find. And you'll be amazed at the lack of accountability to that family and Morrissey's connection to him.
Yeah, no kidding. Sausage and cigs, baby. Just remember that. Peter Murphy, I'm gonna be listening to that Karen Reed. I hope somebody calls in and asks her thoughts on Elizabeth Banks playing her in that Prime Video series.
Right.
It's not the project that Alan and Karen are behind. They might be doing it's a different series or a movie, but that won't involve Elizabeth Banks. But if I'm them, I see that and I go, ooh, we better come out first, because Elizabeth Banks is, that's some heft right there.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I love you, baby. Just wanted to see you, check in with you, and we got to keep.
I'm watching you guys all the time, and every minute I have that I can click on and you get notified that you're on TV here around
sausage and cigs,
I'm
baby.
all over it. So you stay well. Thanks for all you're doing for the movement. 3,000 miles away, and I'll keep you in the loop. Matter of fact, I'll be on
That is way too funny.
I'll be down at Marcy's standout today. If you want any live stream, give me a shout.
Love you for that. Hey, there's a question at the bottom before you go. Is Michael Proctor getting his job back? What do you think the chances of that are? If that happens, then that is deep-seated corruption.
Yeah, not a chance in hell, in my opinion, for two reasons. Not only what he did on the stand and said on the stand, but let's face it, we had a dead police officer found on another police officer's lawn, and the Canton police started that investigation. And if you want to call it an investigation, I'd rather say they covered it up.
Kangaroo
And-
court.
Yeah, and then they passed the baton on to the state police and recused themselves. Well, you know what? If he was the lead investigator, which he was identified as yesterday by his attorney, Billy, why the Christ didn't he say to the Canton police?
I was muted. My bad.
What's on scene?
I was muted. My bad. Make sure to give Billy Bush a like on that video. Stop what you're doing right now, baby. Give Billy Bush a like on that stream that I'm streaming right now. Sausage and Cigs, baby.
Give me a quick video of what it looks like now. Make sure you post 4 officers there. Close the goddamn street. Get a command center going. You have access to really well-equipped command vehicles, mobile vehicles. Nothing gets hit. Nobody from the state police, my understanding is, if my memory's correct, nobody showed up till after 5:30, and Canton police, Mike Lang drove away with Sean Good at 9 o'clock in the morning after having coffee inside 34 Fairview. Give me an effing break.
Yeah, I hope we see justice for John O'Keefe, who was at the bottom there. I hope I hope the truth comes out and the real lawsuits get filed and the real people go on the stand on the other side. There's a few people that sat on that witness stand that needed to be sitting at the table next to their lawyer instead.
Exactly.
Big guy, I love you, Peter. Thank you for checking in. Friend for life.
Absolutely, man. You stay well. Next time I'm out to visit my daughter, we're gonna connect out there.
You better, man.
All right. Best to you and Steve. Thank you. Yeah.
There he goes. There goes Murphy. What a great guy, Peter Murphy.
See, dude, Billy Bush is the kind of dude, man. Billy Bush is the kind of dude, man, that just like makes you feel like you're the only fucking star in the sky, bro. You know what I mean? Like when he talks to you, he's just one of those dudes. Yeah, I love you, baby. You know I love you, big guy. I love that shit. I love people like that. Well, he would sound that way to you, Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. Everybody sounds like that to you. But Billy Bush's YouTube presentation is a very good YouTube presentation. Yeah, like he didn't give a fuck. He just rolled out of bed and fucking made coffee. It was like, I think I'm going to go live today. Hang out with my people, baby. Fucking love that guy, dude. Yo, Monty. What's up, homie? Guys, make sure to check out Monty's channel. Monty, drop a link to your channel in the chat, to your art channel. All right, so let's see here. So One time I commented in Billy Bush's chat. I was like, Billy Bush is totally my girlfriend. And he goes, he highlights it and he's like, Billy Bush is totally my girlfriend, GF girlfriend. I think you heard wrong, my friend, but how did you know? Fucking love that guy, man. The folks, the phone lines are open. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, he was a really good sport about it. I mean, I assume he watches the show because he kept highlighting my comments, but it might just be because like I was saying such nice things about Sergeant Peter Murphy. I love Sergeant Peter Murphy. Guy's awesome. Dude, man, some people don't even talk on the phone at all. Like, seriously. Their phone rings and they're like, what is this noise that my texting machine is making? The fuck?
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
This is specially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove.
Hello, special appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. How are we today, sir?
Well, I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good. Thank you for calling into my YouTube presentation again.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on your presentation. I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure, special appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. What can I do for you today, sir?
Well, I just wanted to point out how much of a douchebag Billy Bush sounds like.
What? What's wrong with Billy Bush, man? Come on, special appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. Don't be like that. Billy Bush is awesome.
Hey, he's not my cup of tea.
Well, okay, so he's not your cup of tea, but it doesn't mean that he fucking sounds like a douchebag. I think he sounds cool, man.
Yeah, just up there with his gelled hair, talking about with his raspy voice, talking mad crap. I'm just not a fan.
Mad crap, huh? Cossie, I think you're being unfair, sir. I think you owe Billy Bush an apology.
Well, maybe, but you know, I'm still on vacation, so you know, cut me some slack.
Don't you? I mean, instead of hating so much on Billy Bush, shouldn't you be focusing on your sham of a prosecution of Aiden Turtle Boy Carney?
Oh yeah, the fix is in. I mean, there's nothing else to do.
That's it. You think that you already did it. You're good. That's it. You're just gonna sit back. You're gonna take it mellow style.
Yeah, the work is done. I mean, T-Rex arms were had. I mean, there's nothing else to do. I mean, it's over.
So you're just gonna sit back. You're not even gonna argue. What happens if he calls your buddy Mello to the stand? What happens if Bettero calls your buddy Mello to the stand? What are you gonna do about Bettero? The mighty Mark Bettero? You're not nervous about going up against the mighty Mark Bettero in trial?
Well, I'm not so worried about the mighty midget, but I'll tell you that Yellow Mello doesn't have a chance. I don't think he's going to make it into court because he won't be able to physically.
Why not?
Oh, well, let's just say that, oh, geez, how do I put this? His T-Rex arms are failing him.
They're failing him, his T-Rex arms? Well, I mean, can't he get new ones?
I suppose if God were on Earth, yeah, sure he could, but probably not likely.
Why don't you just fucking drop the charges already, dude? Like, this is ridiculous.
I mean, I already told you. I mean, I'm over a barrel here with these people.
No, you're not. Like, you could just drop the charges. That's it. Just let the man live his life. The man went to jail for your right to call into my YouTube presentation to speak your mind. And you're trying to throw him in jail for it again.
Well, I mean, you know, that's the way it works over here. I'm over a barrel. There's nothing I can do, you know?
Why are you always over a barrel? Is
Well, why don't you talk to Yellow Mellow?
Because he hasn't called into the show. I'd love to talk to Yellow Mellow.
Well, he's the one that has some stuff over me about representing Robert E. Lee.
Wow. So, I mean, that is quite a mark on your legacy, sir. That you it's kind of a blemish. I mean, Robert E. Lee. Yikes. Confederate general? Yikes.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
He was not a good guy. He wanted to keep slavery a thing, bro. What are you talking about?
He did?
Yeah. You were there.
All right. I might have my suspects mixed up, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Robert Cosgrove, is there anything else that you want to share with the rest of the YouTube presentation? Because you're live and you have 1,000 people watching you just on the YouTube presentation alone, not to mention what's being streamed on Twitter. So
I would advise everybody to adjust their antennas because I don't see how that's possible.
You don't see how what's possible. We go through this every single time, Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove.
Well, that's not how a YouTube presentation works.
How does a YouTube presentation work exactly, Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove?
It's just you and me talking on the telephone.
No,
right now.
no, I'm talking to you on a computer.
Well, that's insanity.
How is it insanity? It's 2025, sir. What's insanity is that you're still alive. That's amazing.
According to you?
Because I mean, I can't figure out how you're getting a telephone signal from 6 feet under and in a coffin. I don't get it. I don't understand how you're able to do that.
And again, Will Glera, I will ask you if you know about antennas. You know how antennas work.
Obviously not. I obviously don't know enough about how the antennas work, and we're still waiting for you, Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, to give us the lowdown on antennas and how they work. Please, sir.
Have you ever seen like an HBO antenna on top of a house?
No. An HBO antenna?
Yeah, HBO antenna, like a star antenna, like back in the 80s.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the television antennas for the roof. Yeah.
Well, that's how it works.
Right. Let me see something real quick here.
Take your time.
Oh no, I can't do that. I can't stream something at the same time. So, yeah. So HBO antennas. HBO had their own antennas. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm pretty sure.
Are you talking to me on a shortwave radio right now, sir?
No, it's kind of like a telegraph line.
A telegraph line? A telegraph line with antennas that are coming up from underground?
Yeah, that's correct.
Special appointed.
I don't know what's so funny.
Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. I believe that you should probably be there should be someone should be taking care of you. You should be having care like 24/7. Like that's what's happening to Bruce Willis right now. It's really sad. Bruce Willis's family put him in a home with care surrounding him because of his dementia that he doesn't even remember that he did, Die Hard. It's crazy. And so his family put them in a home with care. I mean, does that sound like something that do you have people that might want to look out for you in that way and just keep professionals around you 24/7, monitoring your every move?
Well, I'll just tell you, like the Beastie Boys said, I'm a die harder than my man Bruce Willis.
Wow. Okay.
You understand?
The Beastie Boys are a little before my time, sir.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Is it true that B. Arthur sent you nudes by telegram?
It wasn't B. Arthur, it was Rue McClanahan.
Rue McClanahan. Okay, so another Golden Girl, not Dorothy Golden Girl, but Blanche.
That's
Golden
correct.
Girl.
You got them mixed up.
Got it. Okay. Rue McClanahan.
It was Rue McClanahan.
So she's really a freak, huh?
Well, I mean, you could say that.
How does Mrs. Special Appointed Prosecutor Cosgrove feel about your little tawdry relationship with Rue McClanahan, sir?
Well, he's been in the basement for 3 years, and he's legally deaf, so he probably doesn't know.
I'm sorry. Stop 1 second there. You're telling me that you have Rue McClanahan in your basement?
No, my wife.
Oh, your wife's in the basement. Oh, okay, that's cool. Just making sure, because you can't do that to a Golden Girl. But Mrs. Cosgrove, I would imagine, yeah, that seems all right. Cool. What's she doing in the basement?
Oh, she's reading books and, having a good time.
She married you and she can read?
Yeah, well, she can read. What kind of a question is that?
It's a very simple one, Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, and I don't think I like your attitude right now, if I'm being perfectly honest.
All right. That's a fair question.
Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, I'm going to have to take the next caller. I love you very much. It's always a pleasure when you join and call into the show. It's always great. Thank you so much. I can't wait till next time.
You as well, Will Blair. Thanks for having me on your presentation.
You're welcome. Special Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, everybody.
Good night.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Kara from Massachusetts.
Hi, Kara.
Wait a minute, I got to adjust my bunny ears. I'm 57. I got the antenna.
Oh, okay. Right on.
That Cosgrove guy is so funny.
Yeah, he's the best.
But he cracks me up. But I wanted to say I haven't been watching much on YouTube the past few days. So I finally caught up and I saw Alan Jackson and Karen on the Howie Carr show, and she's amazing how she stays so strong, and she looks beautiful as always. But like when she broke down, when she was basically saying like you lost, I was so excited about that. But it did bring me to tears. Like I'm sure it brought a lot of people to tears. Just to like. You really look at what she's gone through, and she's just remarkable. I am in love with her, and I'm a woman. But I'm really upset. Like I always end up doing something. Like if someone does Karen wrong, like this thing with Prime and Elizabeth Banks, I'm like, okay, all right, canceling my Prime membership, not ordering from Amazon. Like it is true because like we've all been all together so long in this movement, and it's like when someone does her wrong or anybody wrong in this movement, it's kind of like fuck off. Like, all right, I don't like Elizabeth Banks anymore. It really is, and I just think it's beautiful that we're all always sticking together.
Elizabeth Banks is just a name attached on it to sell the idea. Like she's just doing a job, man. I know
she is, but it's kind of when you.
she has
Yeah,
an
go on,
agent.
Will.
She has an agent, and her agent was like, "You want to do this?" And then she was like, "Yeah." And then okay, like that's it.
I get that, and I guess I hold people up to a higher standard. I guess we learn by now by our age. I'm a little bit older than you, but it's like, we do learn to be disappointed by people. Not everyone's going to do everything, with the highest of quality. I would hope it would.
Oh yeah.
She would do something, and but people aren't like that. Most humans aren't like that. It's rare.
I just want to see the characters I want to see people portrayed that were involved in this. I want to see what this shit show is going to be. Like, it's going to be entertaining.
I know.
It's going to be hilarious.
It will be, and I really love what you said you're going to do. That's beautiful.
Totally.
When it plays, and we'll have fun with it, like we always do with everything else you do, because you are actually you're my favorite. You know that, but really, thank you for doing that. And I just, man, Karen hits me every time. Every time I see her talk, I get tears in my eyes. I'm a sensitive sort, but I really do. I just love her.
Karen
her
Reed is a
strength
fucking badass, dude. Like,
she's and I want her parents. Like, I mean, they already adopted you, basically, Will, right? But like, to imagine, like, to have her parents, like, God bless my mom, and she's been in hospice right now, and she's a wonderful woman. My dad passed when I was a lot younger, but when I look at Bill Reed and Mrs. Reed, like, I'm like, wow, these people are beautiful. They just always have the right thing to say, and they really mean it. They're just such altruistic, incredible people. Wow, I can't imagine having parents like that. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. These people are amazing. Her whole family, like, even Kelly Reed and her brother, like, the way they stuck together, and to have that kind of love, I'm going to cry right now, but to have that kind of support and love is just amazing. I love these people. I've never met them, but it's like, wow. Like, I just wish more people would look and, like, be like them. It's just beautiful.
I agree.
And I love you, Will, for what you do. I love everybody. I love everybody in this movement, but, I can't wait till even more comes out. But, anyway, Will, I'm going to go because I'm going to start crying, but God bless you. I love calling in. I'm not stoned this time, so I'm not like, I'm normal. Yeah.
Kelly Reed says she loves you too.
I love you too, Kelly Reed. I love all you're beautiful people, and you rock my heart.
They love you too. Is not just her, but the family. Is what
I know. I know. They're wonderful, wonderful people. Oh, I see it on TV. Kelly Reed, we love you too. I love you all. And Will, thank you so much, dear. And are you gonna go to the Wilbur or what? Are you doing that?
To be determined.
Yeah, I don't even know if this ticket's still available, but I'm still like, I still haven't got that operation yet. I'm waiting, I'm not very mobile.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, maybe. Who knows? We'll meet someday, my friend. I'll meet all of you guys someday. But yeah, just keep it up, Will, and I'll be on September 2nd too when you're doing your fundraiser. Okay.
Right
so I love you, Will. Keep it up.
You too, Kara.
All right, everybody. All right. Love you all. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Call from Donna.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
It's Donna.
Hi, Donna.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm great. My daughter surprised me tonight and told me she got us tickets to the Wilbur Theater.
Wow, that's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, you're not going to be disappointed. Jimmy's working really hard on that, and it's awesome. So
I'm totally excited to come and see everybody. Nurse Kim, all the people.
Yeah, it should be a fun time for sure.
And it's gonna be great to see you and Turtle Boy, and I'm hoping that Karen Reed shows up.
I don't know about any, like, I love Aiden. I love Karen. I love Alan. I love her team. I love Kelly. I love Janet and Bill, Nathan. You know, so I just hope they can work it all out. You know,
I do too. It would be a shame if everybody wasn't there, because there's so many great people, too many great people to list, and it's great. And I'm just excited, and I just wanted to say hi and thank you for all you've done, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I'm psyched for the Wilbur.
Right
And
on.
I'll see you
I'm
then.
psyched. I'm psyched for you, Donna. I'm glad you're going. Right on.
Thank you. You have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice. Donna was sweet. Listen, let me tell you guys something. It is really silly for you guys to fight over other people's fucking beef in the chat. You guys argue over someone else's fucking like, that's bizarre. Like, I can't even relate to you if you're doing that. Lives for beef.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
What's crack-a-lacking, homie? Who you think this is?
It's Monty. What's up, homie?
Not too much. Not too much. I saw a phone number on the screen, and I was like, what happens when I dial that?
Yeah, apparently it goes through a telegraph and antennas and such. That's how Special
Yes,
Prosecutor
yes.
Robert Cosper.
No, and it goes through an HBO antenna.
And an HBO antenna, yes. How you doing, buddy?
Because I didn't know that. I grew up in the 80s. I don't remember HBO and Cinemax having their own specific antennas.
No.
We got it through the cable provider.
It was called cable for a reason, because it ran through a cable in the ground.
Yes, yes. If you
Right.
if you had antennas, you were broke.
Yeah. If you had antennas, you were smacking your TV with tinfoil
Yeah.
on the shit.
Yeah, that's why it was called cable. Because people would go, you use antennas or cable.
Yeah.
That's why it's called cable.
Yeah. Remember those cable
Unless HBO started out a different way.
You remember the cable boxes?
I don't know.
Fucking the cable boxes where you change the channel by sliding the thing. Click, click, click.
Yes.
Click.
Yes. I remember the slide, and then I remember the buttons where you push, and then you could push two at the same time to get your double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember all that shit.
How's it going?
I'm old,
man?
bro.
I'm
old. I'm good. I'm good. I was sitting here.
The art channel.
How's what?
How the art channel and all that? How's that going? How's Hannibal doing?
Art channel's good. Hannibal's doing great. Art channel's good. I'm going live later tonight.
And
me and Zoe just saw Toxic Avenger today, the new Toxic Avenger.
Oh, with Peter Dinklage?
Dude, go see that movie.
Really?
Go see that movie.
Nice.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
It is the best comedy slasher I've seen in a long time. Like, there's some really gross deaths in it, and they're all hilarious.
I love it. Yeah.
Every single one of them is hilarious, and the plot is so ridiculous.
They're bringing that back. They're finally bringing that back in horror movies. Like the newest Final Destination. I liked it because it was just murder porn. You know what I mean? Like, it was just nothing but the most creative way to kill somebody, and it was just fun to watch. Like, the story was ludicrous. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, but this one, they took it and they came up with the cheesiest plot they could think of.
Yeah.
And wrapped it around all of that stuff. It made it work. Like, there's one scene that is like so ridiculous, and then it comes back into play later in the perfect way. I'm trying to say this without spoiling anything.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Because you got to see it. Because I was just laughing my ass off. I'm like, oh my God, have we just gone to this now? Is this what we're doing?
I mean, because
I'm like, oh my God, it works.
How do you remake a classic like that, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that movie was shown to me by my brother. Like, I had just came back to live with my mom and my brother from living in foster care, right? My brother was like, you have to watch The Toxic Avenger. I was like, I never even heard of it. And he's like, dude, this is like, it's fucking great. So Like, and I was dying laughing from the beginning of the movie. Melvin is one of the
Yeah.
funniest characters ever.
Yeah.
You know,
They hit the same spirit with this. It's a remake, but it's its own movie.
Right. Yeah.
And
I love that.
Yeah, I love when they do that, because once you cast Peter Dinklage as Melvin, or he's not cast as Melvin, he's cast as a toxic Avenger, so know that.
Okay.
But what they did, like, I don't know if there's legal stuff between Tromaville. I don't know what happened to Tromaville over the years, but the way they give respect to Troma,
yeah,
is brilliant.
I mean,
it's absolutely fucking brilliant.
I mean, dude, it's just so, like, from the very beginning of the original is just fucking, dude, the guy who's like, would you take a look at that fucking guy?
Yes, and they're just mad at him because that's how he looks.
Right, dumb mop boy.
And look at the mop boy. Look at him. I just want to. Why? What did he do? He's just mopping.
I know. He's always got that shit-eating grin on his face. What's he so happy about?
Let that man be happy, y'all. Let that man be happy.
He's happy mopping floors at the gym, bro. Like, dude.
Yeah. I can't imagine hanging out with a group of people going, look how happy this guy is. I don't like the way he looks.
Right. It's horrible. Just take a look at that fucking guy. Look at him. He's stressing me, Julie. He's stressing me, Julie.
I think they were all supposed to be roided out, and the girls were just turned on by it for some reason.
And they couldn't find any bodybuilders to actually act.
Yes.
Those are the best actors they could get.
yeah. But no, I enjoy when I get to pop in and just have fun with you. And Derail, I don't know what you were talking about. I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, I see a phone number.
Bro.
I'm going to call and talk to the Glare.
Hell yeah, man. Like, it's always good when you call in, bro. We love you.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes. And as soon as me and Zoe figure out how to pull a guest into the live streams, you're going to be the first. I'm going to reach out to you. So
I'm down.
You can come hang out with me while I draw.
Anytime.
And we'll talk.
Anytime you want, dude.
So,
let me know.
But we haven't figured it out yet. Like, we're working on all kinds of other stuff. Zoe's in the studio right now working, and I'm out here bullshitting on my phone having a cigarette.
Right on.
I love it. Because she does all the work. Yeah, and I don't want to take up the time. I want to let the actual people that want to get in and talk to you get in and talk to you. I just wanted to say hey.
Will do.
I'll still be watching the stream.
Right on. Cool. Thanks, man.
But I got it. I got you in my headphones tonight. So Keep it up, dude. You're always fun to listen to.
Thanks, man. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Later.
All right. Talk to you later.
Call from
Marsha.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
It's your favorite from Miami Lakes.
Marsha.
There you go. So I had a question. I didn't know. I'm going through your stream. I'm about
you.
An hour and a half late. An hour and a half behind.
I have questions for you first. How's Main Street these days? What's going on Main Street? Is the movie theater still there?
Well, Main Street is still here.
The fountains,
the Grams are pushing people out that can't pay their outrageous rents.
Well, yeah.
But
the Grams still running? Are there still cow pastures?
Oh, there's only that I can see is one cow pasture.
And it's right by the ale house and across from Miami Lake or from Main Street, right? On 67.
That's correct.
I knew it.
When was the last time you were here?
Oh my God, it's been like 15 years.
Oh yeah, no, a lot has changed.
Yeah.
So I had I don't know if it's a question, a comment. First of all, like I said, I'm an hour and a half behind on the stream, but I'm like, I saw the number pop up and I'm like, oh, maybe this is my chance to ask. Can I ask you a question regarding the whole Aiden and the show with Karen Reed and
sure
Alan Jackson? So, Aiden is a lot, and we love him and we love his efforts, but whenever I look at his show, and like lately I've seen him have like his meltdowns, and they're very, very, like he starts
person that whoever whatever the subject matter is, I'm gonna bury you and I'm gonna whatever, get a shovel and whatever. He goes on this whole diatribe, whatever, and it's very aggressive. And I wonder, if in his conversations that we don't hear.
Before you continue, let me just talk about that for a second, because
sure,
people take that shit almost literally, and you got to understand, Aiden is doing a show.
I get it.
His shtick is that he's abrasive. So
very. And if I didn't really take it with a grain of salt, I wouldn't watch it.
Hold on a second. So when he says things like that, he's pushing boundaries, because that's what he does. Like, he's trying to say the most shocking thing that is going to offend people with delicate sensibilities and separate the herd, basically. Correct. Is what he's doing by doing that. He's not squandering. He is an advocate for free speech, so he does not squander it. And when he does satire, he pushes boundaries and he wants to provoke emotion. And if you give into it, he gotcha.
Well, okay, no, and I completely understand that. But on some level, do you ever ask yourself, when he's not on YouTube Live and he's having conversations and he gets upset and he gets emotional, how much of that can he control? And one really doesn't know what goes on, what he has said to Karen or Alan or whoever or Howie. And then people just don't want to get in a confrontation with him. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's for an effort of avoiding a confrontation with him. I don't know what the reasons are. I won't speculate on that because it's none of my business. I don't know what the Karen Reed camp is strategizing here as far as their PR. I am just personally, with the information that I do have, I am personally currently of the opinion that it would benefit them more to include Aiden in the thank yous when they do it publicly. That's all.
Oh no, that 100% I agree with you. And I was very happy when Alan Jackson went on his show and he was so happy, and there's hands down he goes to bat for his certain causes, but I feel like, and it doesn't happen with me, it doesn't turn me off. I laugh at 99% of what he says, but there's a delicate line to walk, and sometimes people, when they're going on this public relations tour, they want to go on shows where they're not going to be losing their crap, I guess. I don't know what else to say.
No, I
but
don't think that has anything
all.
to do with
I love Aiden, and I hurt for him, but on some other level, I feel like there's another side that nobody knows exactly what's going on, and I just try to keep it. If I were him, I would lay off all the negative tweets and just go on to your other causes and raise money for your legal fund and free Turtle Boy. And I don't want to ever see him go to jail, and that's where I want to see his energy go.
Well, the simple answer to all that is you're not Turtle Boy. You're not Aiden.
No.
That's why Aiden is Aiden. So Aiden is going to do what he wants. Aiden's going to do what he thinks is best. Aiden is going to, and if it becomes his downfall, he'll fucking eat it. That's how he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether or not what Karen and her camp plan on doing as far as with Aiden goes is really none of anybody's business, the truth be told, because all I'm saying, when I express my opinion, it's based on the information that I currently have. I acknowledge the fact that I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, what their strategy is. I don't know any of that shit. So as far as that goes, I'm not going to criticize them. I'm just going to say that my opinion is I can't imagine why they would think it's bad publicity to publicly thank Turtle Boy. So, but they might have a good reason. They might have a good reason for it that I'm not aware of. I'm just saying, based on the information I have, Turtle Boy is justified in his feelings. That's it.
Absolutely. They're his feelings and they're valid. Absolutely.
And he is he's not going to do things based on what people think he should or shouldn't do. He wouldn't be Aiden if he did that. So sitting there and going, oh, well, you know, he should focus on this and he should focus on that, blah, 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 blah. That's, I mean, if I were him, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if you were him, you're not.
No.
So
no, I said I would personally like to see him go that direction, but I'm a Pisces. I want everybody to get along. I don't like anybody arguing.
I'd like to see everyone get along, but I also would never even suggest that any of them compromise their own convictions. Not a one of them.
No.
So
no.
That's where I'm
absolutely.
at. That's where I'm at.
Well, now you know, if you're ever in the Miami Lakes area, you can always call me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Call from
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Adriana.
Hi, Adriana. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
I just had to call in and say that this whole opinion of Aiden being this like scary, intimidating person, like he wouldn't be so welcoming and change like his tone of voice for Karen is so bullshit. He's such a calm, nice person when he's face to face. When you meet him, like it's
it's
so upsetting that people are stuck with an image that he wouldn't.
I mean, to be fair, it is an image that he's created for himself. And is it challenging for him to manage and balance between his real life and his? I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be Aiden. But the bottom line is what I choose to focus on is A, how he treats me personally, and B, what he's going through and his case. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and knock how he reacts to whatever he reacts to. I didn't spend 2 months in fucking jail. I didn't.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sitting here worried about every single time I open my mouth, can I get my bail revoked and end up in jail again? I'm not going through that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and presume whether or not Aiden should or shouldn't do what, you know?
Everybody's allowed to have feelings.
Right.
But it definitely sucks that I guess I feel like he also has made it he's been very open about how his respect for Karen and his respect for Alan Jackson and his respect for her team. So
sure,
to not consider that he would settle down, I guess, or just calm it down for a show it's just weird.
I mean,
he's professional. He can control himself. He's not.
I don't think that was the concern.
Yeah.
I don't know what the concern exactly was, but I certainly don't think it was that. So
I just wanted to say it more
we're talking about we're talking about a guy who called into Howie Carr's show regularly. So he knows how to act on the radio. He knows how to act on somebody else's platform. He knows, I mean, this is not, it's a weird thing to even discuss is questioning whether or not Aiden is going to conduct himself on the Howie Carr show. When have you ever seen him not do so?
Exactly. I feel the same way. I just felt like a viewer needed to say that. Yeah. I've heard a lot of Aiden's so intimidating or this or that, but he's really a calm, normal person.
If you don't know him, I could see how you could find him to be an intimidating character. And I don't mean intimidating in the McAlbert sense. I mean intimidating as far as a personality. He's a strong personality. I was nervous when I first met him in person myself, because I was like, you know, if I say the wrong thing
him on my TV.
But that's the thing is that when but it didn't take me long to realize, it was almost immediately that he is not the same guy in person as he is on his YouTube channel, you know? Now it's not to say that he's being ingenuine on his YouTube channel. He's just dressing it up a lot more. That's all. He's just amplifying it more.
He's putting on a show.
Right. Like I act a certain way on here a lot of times. I don't act that way in public. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't, it's just certain things that you're more comfortable doing on your YouTube presentation than you are anywhere, in public around other people, like,
yeah, exactly.
Like we're not, when we go out to dinner, when I'm in town, me and him aren't sitting across from each other going, holy shit, blah, 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 blah. We're not doing that. We're sitting, we're chilling. We're nice to the waitress.
Sitting there saying, give us McDonald's.
Right. We're not doing any of that shit. I mean, we're just having a meal of food and a few drinks and talking and having a nice time. That's it. Like that's the kind of guy he is. And he's very generous too. He always wants to pick up the bill. I have to try to fucking beat him to it. I have to like manipulate the waitress, like, and try to sneak it, because if he invites you to dinner, he's planning on taking you to dinner. You know what I mean? Like, and he does it, and he does it out of sheer gratitude for the fact that, at least in my case, it's because I fly out there just to fucking support. So he looks at it like, no, man, like that's amazing, and he never makes me feel like I'm crazy for doing it. He's just like, man, that's awesome. He's always really, really grateful.
Yeah. Real recognizes real.
Yeah.
But
well put.
I wanted to be just a random I guess not a friend of his that could call in and back up the fact that no, he is a good person. He's not a scary, like, he's intimidating in the fact that, I watch him on my TV. I'm used to seeing him on YouTube, but he's such a nice person face to face.
I'd rather have an abrasive and honest friend like Aiden than a fake nice friend.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Oh my God. I would 100% ask Aiden how a dress looked on me before I asked a McAlbert.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
he would tell you he'll tell you flat out, no, doesn't look good. McAlbert, they'll tell you, you look great. Have fun tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's, like what you see is what you get with him. To me, that's priceless. That's irreplaceable. Yeah. You can't, you don't fuck that up, like, and it's real easy. Like, pretty much, I mean, what ends up happening is like, and he doesn't suffer fucking phoniness. You know what I mean? And I don't either. I relate to that. Like, and he does suffer it from time to time. It just ends up getting to a point to where he's just like, okay, I've had enough. I'm calling this shit out. You know what I mean? But like for a long time, he'll bite his tongue and you'll just see somebody just doing this shit for the wrong fucking reasons and fucking making a shit ton of money off of it. And then he's got to bite his tongue because it's good for the community. Fuck all that, dude. Like, I'm done doing that shit. I don't owe anybody anything as far as dealing with my shit and my personal shit with other people. If I want to blast it publicly, I can. If I want to fucking do it behind the scenes, I can. Fuck anybody who tries to criticize how I handle my shit. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, everybody's allowed to feel, and just because, it's so weird. Just because one person plays victim a little bit more emotionally than another doesn't mean you shouldn't be allowed to call them a bitch.
I mean, I just, yeah. all we're doing is doing what we do, man. Like either you like it or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like anybody who's arguing about what's happening between Aiden and Howie or Aiden and Karen, like anybody who's actually arguing about that, you need a life. If you're arguing about details in someone else's life, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Weird. There's so many things that nobody knows because we are not them. We are not in their text.
Right. Right. No idea. I have no idea what's being said behind the scenes. I have no idea. No clue. No clue.
No.
I'm not going to make a judgment on that because, and try to assume what's happening about things that are really none of my business. I'm going to do that.
Exactly. And everyone else, it's just like, settle down. Aiden hasn't failed us.
He hasn't. You know,
He always figures it out.
And he's got amazing things lined up in the future, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, and the thing is his accomplishments, whether he's acknowledged by certain people for those accomplishments or not, the fact of the matter is those accomplishments happened. And there are literally thousands and thousands of people who know it. So,
well, it's really cool too, because it's all video documented. So one day when his kids do understand it too, they'll be able to go back and watch everything he's accomplished.
Right.
Which is so cool to think about. It, like, if your parents had a vlog of everything they accomplished.
Right. It's not going to change, like, you know what I mean? Whether or not, you know, Karen publicly expresses it or Alan Jackson publicly expresses it, which he has, you know, or Howie Carr, whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, he did what he did, and that can't be taken away from him, period.
Exactly. I agree. Well, that was a great first phone call, Glare.
Well, I'm glad you called in. Thanks for calling.
I'm glad I did too. I hope you have a great night.
You as well.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Tina,
Hi, Tina.
how are you?
Great. How are you?
I love that I finally got to talk to you. I was listening to your partner in crime today, Jimmy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just talking about the 12th, September 12th, the event. And he mentioned that you have no idea what he's got prepared for you when you get off the plane. So I don't know what he's got going for you. But anyways, I was so excited that I decided I'm going.
That's still up in the air. You know, I don't want to.
is it?
I don't want to officially say that I'm going, because
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have other complications that may or may not play a factor. So, but the plan is to definitely be there, and I don't know exactly what he has in mind. And we talked about what he had in mind, and I don't think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
but it's a fun idea. It's a fun idea, but
Well,
I was
anything
like,
he thinks about is going to be fun. You know that. And I thought, since I've been invested in this since the beginning with Melanie Little, since she started it back in January of 24, I just have never been so captivated by a situation like this. And I think my stepdad was a cop, you know, and I know there's dirty cops. I was from Detroit. So, you know, it happens everywhere, but it's just hard to believe that everything that happened from the DA down to the judge was so bad. It was so bad.
So crazy.
Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. I love what you do. You've got, you work hard at it, and you're appreciated, just to let you know that.
Thank you.
So I'm in Florida. You used to live in Florida. Where in Florida?
The Hialeah, Miami Lakes area. Sometimes
I
spent a little time in West Palm Beach, or Palm Beach Gardens to be exact.
Okay.
I spent a
I'm
little
on
time
the West
in,
Coast, the Sarasota, Bradenton area.
Yeah, I never hung out in that area.
That's okay. It's gotten so much better since I was here. But anyway.
Right on.
Yeah. So listen, thank you. I won't keep you, but it's just, do you know if they are selling VIP, like backstage to meet everybody? I can't seem to locate that.
I don't think so. I think there are VIP tickets, but those are like front row or something like that, but not backstage access. But the VIP will get you more than just a good seat. Put it that way.
Yeah,
I'm not at liberty to say what, but it will get you more than just a nice seat.
Well, I tried to get that, and I didn't see it on either site. So I couldn't get it. So anyway, but I thought since I'm coming alone, I wanted to get that just so I wouldn't have to like jump over everybody to say hello.
Yeah, VIP is sold out. I think all there is balcony seats now. But the thing is the way that
You're
place,
right.
the way that place is set up, the balcony seats are going to be like some of the best seats. You know,
I think I'm on the mezzanine, but I'm kind of center, so it doesn't matter. I just want to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Like
It's monumental what has taken place here, and for anybody involved, I'm looking forward to it.
right. Yeah. And Jimmy's got some good stuff lined up and ready to go. So
I'm looking forward to it. Listen, you have a good night. Thanks again for all you do for all of us.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, hon.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Great callers today, guys. Thank you, guys. VIP is sold out. So and yes, any seat will be amazing. Right. It's a theater and not a stadium. Exactly. Because it's a theater, balcony seats are actually going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, wind your neck in is a very common British term. Cherry tells me to wind my neck in all the time. You better wind your fucking neck in.
Call from
Laura from Boston.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Laura from Boston.
Lara from Boston calling from a 305 Miami number. What's up?
Well, it's the Key West number because I used to live in Key West and I just kept my phone number all these years.
Oh, okay. Right on.
So I was reluctant to call because I didn't want the chat and you and everyone to bash me, but I just felt like I had to. So here goes. So the reason why I wanted TB to keep his relationship with Howie is because he has been saying that no mainstream media is at his court dates, and he needs that. And it's all well and good that, he has a huge following with the YouTube crowd, and it's a great following, but he has said, that he needs folks to follow him, and a lot of his folks aren't from Massachusetts. And although Howie isn't major mainstream, he is somewhat mainstream, and him being on Howie would get other folks to hear him and therefore maybe fall in line with him and hear his case. And that's the only reason why I was like really, I obviously am concerned and don't want him to spend time in jail, and just kind of wanted to keep that connection. And I feel like maybe that connection is not going to be kept. And again, I'm not on the inside track or anything, but I feel like Howie now, like everyone's like, oh, it's Howie, like kind of scapegoating him when like Karen really never ever has said his name even once. And everyone's kind of spinning it around like on Howie, like it's not up to Howie. He offered him to be on the show the day before. He said, yes, he would be, until he found out that Karen was going to be on. And then he went, no, I don't want to be on.
That's not what happened.
And
that's not what happened.
That's what TB did say. He said he was offered to be on the show. And then he said, no, he called up and said, all right, well, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me what happened.
I'm not going to discuss it because it's not my place, but that's not exactly what happened. Those details are a little off.
I'm sorry. I thought that's what we heard him say online. Like that's what it shows.
I mean, if he just If he discussed it, then yeah, but I remember it differently than that. But it doesn't matter. It's really
Well, you're
fucking
his friend, so you probably
right.
heard the inside track, which we didn't hear. So I do, I trust and believe what you said. But regardless, like that's all. Like, and I'm just saying, like, it would, behoove him to, have things go well with Howie because he can,
But
have him be on the show.
how do you know what would behoove Aiden? You know what I mean? How do any of us know what would behoove Hayden or Aiden?
No, just for his case. Just for his case, so that way he can be on the show after, so people in Massachusetts can hear about his case. That's all. And I know that when he was on Howie, he did help Howie's show and was on there all the time and helped Howie's show to be the inside track for the Karen Reed case. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying now it would be good if he could be on the show so he could be talking about TB's case now. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
that's all.
Hopefully
that's my point.
Hopefully they work it out, but I mean, if it
I
doesn't,
hope so.
If it doesn't, it doesn't. Aiden is going to have all the support he needs anyway. It's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Everybody's going to be fine. Karen's going to be fine. The worst part is over. No fucking way is she losing that lawsuit. No fucking way. So, she's got to deal with the stress of dealing with that right now, but she's not worried about going to prison anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. I'm not concerned about her at all.
Everybody's going to be okay is my point. Even Aiden is going to be fine.
Good. I just, the poor guy went to jail and is given his whole life for this for years and years and years. And it just, I don't know. It just bothers me. That's all. It just really bothers me that the guy went to jail and give his whole life.
Oh, there's all of us.
And
yeah.
I just hate to see him going to all these court dates and not see any of the TV channels out here. Like, none of them show up for his court date. It's upsetting. And just for him to be on Howie Cow is like a decent thing for him to be on that channel. And like, none of these channels around here even show up for his court dates. It's only the YouTube channels. It's just not right. I just wish that we could get some of the channels around here to show up, and I don't know how to do it. I wish I could, but
they will when that Better O motion drops. Guaranteed.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, good. Well, anyways, I hope that everybody's not bashing me right now. And, I think that the only reason why there was thousands of people outside that courtroom was because of him.
Yeah.
And I want to be on the record as saying I do think that she should have mentioned his name all this time. It's been like a month. Just one little mention, just one little blurb, just one little thing. I don't think it's
sure.
right.
I mean, we all would have liked to have heard that because we support Aiden and we believe in him. But again, we don't know exactly what the story and the deal is. I'm only saying, in my opinion, in theory, I don't see how that is a good thing to not, give him the acknowledgement that, we know he deserves.
Exactly. I agree with you. But we also don't know what's going on behind the scenes either. Like, we don't know. Maybe they're texting each other. Maybe we don't know either. But it would have been good for his case if she just said some little thing like, the Karen Reed camp is behind him or something. But who knows? But anyways.
Yeah. Nobody knows why. So it just is what it is. We know what we would have liked to have seen, but we don't know exactly the reasons why we didn't get to see it. So
exactly. Well, thank you for letting me speak my piece. And I just wanted to tell you that a lot of times when we have to talk about sad things or uncomfortable things, you always make it fun, and I always end up laughing. And I just want to thank you. And that's about it.
Right on. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, folks. Exactly, Olivia. Is y'all cool? Because I mean, that shit is not gonna ultimately distract me from what I'm here to do. Let me be very clear about that. This Turtle Boy Karen Reed stuff is not gonna Howie Carr Turtle Boy stuff is not going to distract me from what I'm here to do. I'm here to free Turtle Boys. I'm here to continue to make sure that attention is on Karen's civil suit and that we still, within our abilities, fight for justice for Boston police officer John O'Keefe as best as we can. That's what I'm here to do. Scooter, thank you so much. Card. Okay. Thank you. But yeah. That's where I'm at. I could not have been any clearer about my position on this. And so that's where I'm at on it. And I'm gonna continue to talk about things like Bill Reed speaking publicly. I'm going to talk about any updates that take place in either situation. And I'm going to continue to spread awareness, and I'm going to continue to raise funds for Aiden. I feel like a dick because I didn't pin his defense fund link to the top of the chat. I completely fucking forgot to do that. So I apologize for that. But I mean, yeah, this is where we're at. I'm here to support the very same people that I have always supported, and whatever problems they have between them is not going to affect my support for either party, period. So, guys, you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you guys. Please, if you haven't hit the like, please consider to do so. It really helps me out. And please make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And guys, all of the support, actually, before I go, let me do this real quick. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this each time. So Caitlin sent a $25 Venmo, says, buy Zymox Advanced with hydrocortisone on Amazon. It's amazing stuff. Will fix any ear infection and is better than anything you get from the vets. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. That's helpful. Tara Lee B, thank you so much. Sent $75. It's very nice. Buy the Nike sneakers, wear them to the show. I'm sorry I can't make it. Good citizen. Very sweet of you, good citizen. Thank you so much. Teresa says, just because, $10. Thank you so much. And Cheryl sent $20 saying, good show tonight. You're a good guy. That means a lot. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. Guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for hitting the like. Thank you guys for subscribing. I hope you new subscribers are enjoying the channel. And hopefully we will do this again very, very soon, but we are going to do it again very soon. I guarantee you. I'll probably go live sometime tomorrow, I'm sure. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. It means the world to me. This is my favorite thing to do in the world, is hanging out with you guys. So, and besides cuddling with Clubber. But guys, I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out! Ah!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.